I collected the manga Berserk for 20 years and always look forward to the next book. It's a shame to know that we will never see an ending. However, the last chapter ended off in a beautiful place, free of monsters and Casca fully recovered. It's a dark and terrifying story at its core, but also gorgeous and funny in its brightest moments. It's possible in the next world that I will finish the story, but for now, I will imagine Gatsu and Casca in my dreams. Rest in peace, Kentaro Miura. You will truly be missed. Hello, welcome to the Stream of Dreams, everyone. This is going to be a slightly different sort of video that I normally do. It's one of my live videos that I'm shooting from my cell phone. But in case you're wondering what you look at, this is my very extensive collection of books from the series Berserk by manga artist Kentaro Miura. I think that's probably his name. I really like his last name, actually. Miura is actually kind of unusual for a Japanese name. And as you can see here, we have 40 issues. And I don't even remember how long ago I got the 40th issue. I was really glad to get it. And I think it was a good. I think it was a really good issue too, because it was the issue Casca got liberated. But yeah, and if you've not been connected to the series at all, or if you have been, well, if you've not been connected to the series at all, or if you have, then you may have heard that the creator, Kentaro himself, passed away. According to what I read online, he passed away on May the 6th. There was a bit of a delay in terms of announcing it for personal reasons, of course. But yeah, he passed away just earlier this month, and it's a huge shock. I started reading this manga probably in my early 20s. I'm like 45 years old now, and so I might have been following the series close to 20 years or something like that. It's been a long time. It's been a really long time, and it it started off pretty fast. Like, you know, I think when I first got into it, I started at being able to buy like maybe the first 8 books right away, something like that. I don't have perfect memory of that, but I do know that there was a point where it slowed down a little bit because I'd already bought as many of the books as there were available, and so I wouldn't expect to see another book for maybe a couple months, and then eventually it was like 1 book a year, and then hardly that many books at all, really. It slowed down quite a bit towards the end, and now as it currently stands, we're not even exactly sure if there's even going to be an ending to the series or not. I mean, I am hopeful. Well, not. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm kind of hopeful to see an ending, because if there was a series that I wanted to see an ending for, it would absolutely positively be this series. Again, because I've been committing so much of my time to reading it and most of my life waiting on it. And yeah, if there was an ending, that would be amazing. But there's like a lot of sources online that say that there may not be an ending, and I guess that's fine too, you know, because what we got in return was absolutely phenomenal. And actually, I could show you book 40 right here. I'm gonna pull this off right here. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna show you some art, the comics done by Kentaro himself. Very, very, very talented artist. I mean, some of his earlier stuff was a bit rough looking, but you can't deny that his the the newest stuff is quite excellent. This is actually what's happening here is that our two heroines are fighting various monsters in Casca's memory. They're basically inside her mind, just fighting all sorts of evil things, trying to liberate Casca from her trauma. Casca was originally almost completely mentally retarded on the basis that on the basis of being, well, I don't really want to go into that actually. That seems like a terrible idea to discuss Casca's story at length because it might get me banned off of Twitch. But it's pretty terrible. And this is actually a representation of baby Casca, like the basically her the mental apparition of herself, and she's like a tiny little kawaii girl in her own mind. And again, lots of fights. Oh shit, saw that? No, you didn't. You didn't see nothing. This is Casca coming to fruition after they finally defeated her demons for her. And there's someone I want you to see. This was a pretty pinnacle scene, given the fact that she, again, like I said, she was like mentally retarded for a long time. She was basically unaware of other people for quite a while, including Guts. But the problem is that, yeah, seeing Guts kind of threw her into another trauma, a PTSD episode, I think is what someone best described it. Not terribly surprising, I guess. And that's the last time we see Casca. It is by no means a light series. I mean, if there are, how can I phrase this? I can't really say a lot about the content of the manga other than the fact that it has some very, very, very dark elements to it, and it's definitely not going to be for everyone to watch it or read it and watch it. I think the anime probably didn't. I think the anime probably wasn't. Well, no, I think the anime did cut some corners. Now I think of it, yeah, because I watched the video series, and there was like at least one element in there that I noticed that they deleted out of the anime because it was pretty dark, and yeah. But Kentaro is someone that's considered to be a major influence in dark fantasy. It's been best described as a series that's had a heavy influence on other manga creators. Not to mention the fact that it is considered to be among the highest quality manga that you will ever see. And I think a lot of that has to do with the style of the art and the fact that there's, well, like even if you take a look, let me just flip this around here for a split sec. There is so much detail. This is like this, even like when you sort of take a look at her elbow, and maybe even take a look at her face and stuff like that. Or even the hair, ladies and gentlemen, or the forest. Ooh, the big scary forest. This is a step, very well a step above and beyond what you will see in your average manga, or even in anything really. Like even when compared to like a lot of graphic novels out there, this is like a major step above and beyond what you would see in any sort of graphic novel at all. Even the covers themselves are just mind blowing. It would be very difficult, I think, for anyone to really truly live up to something like this. Yeah, I like I said, I absolutely positively recommend it. Truly. I barely know the guy, and it's just like I'm pretty sure we'll miss seeing the next book coming out, you know. Like I was watching some videos and they say that his team, the team that he works with, will potentially at the very least publish stuff that he was working on or stuff that he was about to publish and stuff like that, you know. Maybe make one last book that includes either everything in it, maybe even include sketches of stuff that he was planning, just so we could get an idea as to where the story was going to go. Because I get a feeling it was getting pretty close to the end, because now that he's recovered Casca, and Casca is more or less able to function like a normal person again, his next goal was, of course, to go after Griffith, the big villain. Griffith the friend, Griffith the leader, and then Griffith the, I think, is he like a full demon or a sub-demon? I don't remember. He's pretty strong. And the problem with what Gotsu was facing off with in regards to him was the fact that he couldn't even approach the guy. That's how powerful a demon he is. And it all has to do with the curse that was placed on Gotsu when he went into the hell world that Griffith created. The same hell world that ate the rest of the band of the Hawk, except for the one guy who wasn't even there at the time. But yeah, it was a curse placed upon him and Casca and everyone else that in the band of the Hawk. It had to do with Griffith having to sacrifice his friends in order to become the super demon that he is. I believe that was the storyline. I believe that was the reason, because he had such high aspirations of becoming a king in the kingdom, and he wanted to do just about, no, literally anything in order to achieve that goal. So yeah, so I guess basically I would assume the rest of the story would be about how exactly Guts will overcome that curse. It's not a curse that can be removed. It's not something any of the witches were able to do. They were able to like put a little bit of a, they were able to like cast a temporary spell over it. So it was they were able to sort of limit the effects of the curse. The curse involving Gotsu having to fight demons almost every day. Like things from undead demons would occasionally pop up and attack Gotsu, and Gotsu would have to fight them. But with the special spell that was cast on his curse, it temporarily alleviated that. So I would assume, again, like I said, that the rest of the story would revolve around how exactly Gotsu was going to deal with that. Either they were going to find a way to remove the curse entirely, which I don't think was technically supposed to happen, or they find a extra strong spell so that he can efficiently challenge Griffith in battle, as well as challenge the other demon lords that were there. There's like 4 of them. Actually, I'm going to just double check something here. That's my, like I said, that's my assumption as to where the story was headed. It would have been really quite cool. I don't know if I can see it. I was going to show you guys a picture, but I don't know if it's going to be too much trouble to find it. Maybe not. Here, let me just move something here, because I know that I left a bookmark on one of the books. Oh, shit. Well, that just happened. There goes all my issues. I don't think I didn't damage any of the books today. I hope not. Ooh. I was going to try and find a bookmark that I left in one of the books, but I just accidentally destroyed my altar in the process. No! It's all over the place. Oh my god. Everything fell down. Oh god. Oh no, I dropped the anime as well. Whoops! Well, that was fascinating. That's the bootleg. I got it at Richmond Night Market? Yeah. Oh, I got it. I do got the book. I got the bookmark. I specifically put this bookmark down because I love this one image that they put into it. If you're familiar with the Demon Lords, there was a this image should appear familiar to you. This is how Puck views the Demon Lords. He sees them as like all these like really kawaii characters and just, like very simplistic looking characters and stuff like that. Puck being a complete jackass. Gatsu, holy crap, dude. Relax. You're working really, really, really hard, dude. Holy crap. And go, oh, well. That's the problem with flipping through these pages like that. It's just like, there's got to be so much editing I'm going to have to do afterwards because there's so much content that I'm not supposed to show on Twitch. Oh, I think I remember that. That's where he fights that little fairy demon thing. I don't think he outright kills it, but he just about does. Just random books. What is that? Casca holding on to looks like a bird, and there's Griffith being as cool as he can possibly be, and Katsu just sort of hanging out by himself. Well, not by himself. He's got. Oh no, this is like that later on. This is him, and this is what's considered to be like the new Band of the Hawk, right in the background there. And look at Casca off in the corner there. So parental advisory, explicit content. Duh. Hey Ray, I don't know if you're a Berserk fan by any chance, but this is what we're talking about today. I'm showing off different covers of different books. More covers. What's this one about? Oh, that's the egg, and that's Griffith. So that's Griffith being born from his from the egg. I forgot what the egg was called, but it had a name. It was something that Griffith carried with them. And it's what ultimately gave him his demon powers. And this is Gatsu again, and he's with this fairy girl down here. That's the fairy girl he ultimately fights. Yeah, here's, oh no. Wait a minute, I'm gonna put my finger in a convenient location. You see that? You see what I did there? Oh wait, no, I did that wrong. Oh shit, I did that wrong. Oh no. I'm gonna have to do more editing. God damn it. There, I did it. Oh fuck. I tell you, you can't touch this stuff on live stream at all because it's just you're breaking all the rules. I know it's I think there was a sticker there, but I removed it because I wanted to look at it. It's just like, well, I got my fault. So yeah, I think this is actually takes place. This is representative of them in the in the hellhole that ate the Band of the Hawk, and no one's doing well there. Like I guess even Gatsu is pretty much completely naked at that point because the fight was that intense, and he and Casca were the only ones to survive. This is actually a really nice one. This is Gatsu with Puck. Nothing weird going on here, but it does show off his arsenal pretty well. You got the little arm-mounted arrow shooter thingy. You can actually, it's actually, the arm is both, has arrows, bolts. I think that's what it's called, bolts. And it has bolts, and it has a arm cannon. Basically, the whole arm is just a prosthetic, because Gatsu lost his arm during that nightmare sequence. And so he got it replaced with a prosthetic arm that was somehow able to allow him to use this arm entirely. But his hand flips down, and it shoots cannonballs. Like, yeah, I think he has like one or two shots he can take with the cannonball arm. But his other weapon is, of course, the bolt launcher that probably has like 12 shots in it. And there's also like smaller knives that he carries on a strap. He has the ability to throw those knives out as well. This is him. Gatsu just going in with the tightest of expressions on his face and just kicking demon ass with his dragon slaying sword. And this is just Gatsu and Puck. Puck is probably healing Gatsu after a tough battle. Or just, he's just hanging out. He's hanging out and healing. That was what Puck's job was the entire time. And, well, we got a whole bunch of things going on here. On one hand, we have, I do believe that's Griffith in the back there, probably, being a tall drama queen. I forget what the name of this guy is, the panther guy with horns. I forget his name, but he he was actually one of the first major enemies that Gatsu faces off in the golden arc, basically. Yeah, there's a golden arc which represents Gatsu's early history, and he was the first major challenge that Gatsu faced off with. And because prior to facing off with this guy, the only people they fought were the only enemies they faced off with was other humans. They were like the Band of the Hawk was a mercenary team, and they were hired by kings and other people to fight in wars, and they were considered the best because they were the best. And in the latter portion of the Golden Arc, they had a misfortunate encounter with this panther guy here, who is a super demon. And Gatsu was, I think, the only person that was able to challenge him. Even though during the Golden Arc he only had like a small sword, but he winds up fighting this guy a couple times. In fact, he shows up in the video game as well. Okay, so this is a bit of an important thing about Gatsu's history, and this is the armor set that he gets. It's like demon armor. And this is what affords him the ability to fight the demons later on, where normally his other armor would fail. The demon armor basically heals him, but at the expense of his own lifespan. And so he winds up aging faster while wearing the armor, but it does allow him to win a lot of the fights that he gets into. The other problem is the fact that it drives him crazy. It drives him berserk. Because wearing the armor, it's again, like I said, it's infused with like the soul of a demon, and he becomes almost half demon while wearing it. And he has the little witch girl. He has like the little witch girl come by, and she keeps his mind focused. Basically, she keeps him from being completely consumed by the armor. She allows him to remain human while in the armor, because he'll lose it. He'll absolutely lose it. This is just him being a complete badass. Nothing, not much to look at here. It's just his face and his sword, and the way he's holding his sword. And this is Griffith, and that's the same demon guy that we were talking about before. Yeah, they sort of become friends with each other. He becomes Griffith, this pet. What's going on here? Oh, it's just Gatsu, and he's fighting more demons, except it's very dark. It's hard to see what exactly he's doing. Griffith! A very beautiful cover of Griffith. I guess it must be a very Griffith-focused storyline or something like that. And this is Gatsu fighting the demon panther guy again. Actually, the story behind the horn is that there was another character called the Skeleton King who fought this demon panther guy, and he was ultimately the one that chopped off one of his horns. I think, was that the story? Was it the Skeleton King or Gatsu himself? I get the feeling it was the Skeleton King, Skeleton Knight. And maybe we have a cover of that somewhere. And this is sort of looks like Batman, actually, a little bit with the eye. Apologies to Kentaro for making a mess of his legacy. I think we're actually going to be taking a look at a bunch of the Golden Age books, probably. It's called like the Golden Age because it represents Gatsu's past from the very beginning. Believe it or not, the book is the series is so dark that Gatsu was born from the womb of a dead woman, hung from a tree. I'll show you issue number 1. Yep, this is pretty much the premise of the whole thing in one image. Him with his bolt gun and his armor and his robot hand. This is actually this is the first time we meet Gatsu, the Black Swordsman. But yeah, this is like I think in the original story it was just us meeting him for the first time, and he has apparently an encounter with this guy over here. Oh crap! I'm gonna go back and take a look at that. Jeez, this is book number 2, more or less the same. As you can see, some of the older art is not as sophisticated as some of his newer art. Still not too bad, though. It still looks pretty good, even in the olden days. Okay, so this is a representation of the Golden Arc. Again, because you can tell by the helmet that this is like a very young Gatsu. Issue 6. Yeah, I think this is when, like, shortly after they get into the Golden Arc. It shows the early days of Gatsu competing in tournaments and stuff like that, and prior to getting picked up by another group of mercenaries. Like there's another mercenary group, his first mercenary job. But prior to that, he was just like an arena fighter, and so that was like his armor. Well, this is more Golden Arc, Casca before a lot of really bad stuff happened. Terrible things. She was a sweetheart and a beautiful, beautiful woman. And she still is. She's still very beautiful. But not quite the same. Not quite the same person. But this was her in her heyday. When she was part of Griffith's Band of the Hawk. Well, it's Griffith. Well, this is kind of weird looking because it's Griffith in red and Gatsu in the back. Book 8. Like the previous book was book 7, more golden age stuff. As you can see, that is the helmet that would also become his demon helmet. His demon helmet looks exactly the same way. Same sort of bird-eyed look to it. Gatsu, the Black Swordsman. This is like book 3, so this is still within the first part of the original story. Like the first like opening bit that they did where they introduced the Black Swordsman prior to going to the Golden Arc. And this is what the sword was intended to do. It was supposed to be a dragon slaying sword. It was supposed to slay dragons. That's why it's so big. Except it's questionable as whether or not he could actually wield something like that. In fact, there was a series, like a sword making series, that tried to recreate the sword, Gatsu sword, and not only was it too heavy to carry, but it wobbled a little bit because it's hard to make something that big and have it be rigid. So I don't know actually if Cloud Strife's sword was influenced by Berserk or not. I'd have to look up timelines on that to see how old Final Fantasy VII is in comparison to Berserk, and whether or not there was an influence there. I don't know. But this is book 4, and is again him in his heyday, young kid with a big sword, like 17 years old, probably. I think. Book number 5, which again focuses Band of the Hawk. As you can see, the flag at the bottom here is where it's the Hawk flag. You got all his comrades there. They're all ready to fight. Gatsu still looking very young, actually. Casca, Griffith looking more like a girl every day. It was kind of something they did towards the beginning, where they made him look very, very much like a girl, and it was kind of the point. Like, he was kind of supposed to be like this very beautiful man who was had somewhat of a strong affection for Gatsu, and Gatsu actually even questioned him on it and asked him if he was gay, and he's not actually gay. He did wind up having a relationship with a woman, and a very short-lived relationship with a woman that didn't end well at all. God. Number 9, Gatsu. I guess he's just sort of dancing around. I don't know if this guy was significant in the back or not. I think that might be one of the Arabian guys. There was a Arabian culture, that was depicted in the series, especially later on, and they were basically like the Arabs, and they had like Arab gear. They were desert people, and there's the one of the leaders of that culture turned into a gigantic monster, and Griffith ultimately had to destroy the giant monster, but in doing so, they undid reality in the process, and we don't exactly know what happened to the rest of the world as a result of that one major incident. You know what? I think this might be the Skeleton Knight here. Like I said, the Skeleton Knight is sort of a more or less just like a background character. He is considered to be pretty important to the overall story, in terms of like putting Gatsu onto the right path and making sure that he's doing the right thing. And he actually, the other thing he does is he collects the stones, like those little eggs, the demon eggs. Whenever a demon is defeated, they leave behind a demon egg, and he eats the demon eggs. I guess probably just so nobody else can get a hold of it. And it's issue 29, back, typical sword shot right there. Well, who's he fighting here? I'm trying to think. This is issue 30. I'm trying to think. I don't. No. This is like later on, because he's got the demon armor on, so he might be fighting the sea monster. Maybe. Is he? I'm trying to think. Well, there's what he's fighting right there. It's like a super tiger type thing. Yep. Man. Yeah, I think I guess that must be like a super tiger. Oh, this is just prior to when he gets on the boat too. And whoa, big scary monsters. And so many of them too. Alligators. Ooh, scary. Yep, this is definitely close to where we ended off. This is demons attacking a dance thing or dance show. Yep. So this is the demon armor again. Gives him incredible power but it requires the little witch girl to keep him under control. And here is again him in the demon armor, him and his gray hair showing that he's aged as a result of the demon armor. Big tough looking guy right there. Gatsu fighting really hard with blood on his face, just ripping it. Issue 26. I don't know if he's in the demon armor there or not. This is a 25. Yeah, okay. Okay, no, yeah, okay. This is like the latter portion of the story where he has all his friends to help him out. All the there's this I wish I could remember these characters' names. I've got to show this guy right here. This girl. Okay, so we have this girl right here who earlier on in the story is a priestess of a Christianity type religion. And she's like a high up priestess, but she eventually leaves the church in order to fight alongside Gatsu because she wanted to see all the evils firsthand. And so Gatsu was the best way for her to do that. And this guy over here is actually her brother, her very, very protective brother. And the brother is kind of envious of Gatsu's power. And there's like 3 or 4 times where he challenges Gatsu in environments that prove difficult for Gatsu to fight. There was one time where he fought Gatsu in a room of pillars. And the reason why that was difficult for Gatsu to fight was because Gatsu's sword was so big that it couldn't get past the pillars. Because there were so many pillars in the room that he couldn't swing a sword properly. And here this guy is with his tiny little jousting sword. And there's another time where he fought Gatsu on a cliffside. A very narrow, it was like a cliffside with a very narrow path. And so again, it was a situation where Gatsu would have more difficulty swinging a gigantic sword. And there was like a third time, and I don't remember what he did the third time. But yeah, it's quite an involved story between the two of them. Ultimately, he gets like a special sword for fighting demons, and he becomes, actually they all get special weapons actually. So they get weapons that allow them to fight demons better. And so he sort of lets go of the grudge in order to just become part of the team better. And there he is again. The whole lot of them. Oh, I should mention this guy right here. And I forget his name too, unfortunately. I should technically know their names. I should feel terrible for not knowing all these characters' names. But he's like the young kid who idolizes Gatsu. And he dreams one day of becoming Gatsu, except he's an arrogant, snot-faced kid who's just kind of an annoyance to everybody else. There was a chapter I saw online where he plays a bunch of tricks on a group of witches, and he's very fast. He's like a very fast kid, and the witches have trouble keeping up with him. He winds up knocking over a bunch of witches and stuff like that, and causing their skirts to fly up and stuff like that. And so he's like really rambunctious, and a lot of the comedy relief comes out of him too. Him and Puck together, there's like a bit of a comedy duel going there. And as you can see, yeah, we got some pretty much all of our major heroes actually. The main group that traveled together, slaying demons and helping Gatsu on his mission, but also keeping Gatsu away from Casca, because the curse that he has on his neck causes him to become a little bit evil, and so he can't be allowed to be put near Casca because reasons we will not discuss. Not at the dinner table. No. He has the blonde girl take care of Casca and keeps him away from Gatsu. because things get real when those two are put together. It's not a pleasant scene at all. Shows you like a whole legacy of the story, and I might have been a little bit spoiler heavy in terms of things that happen, but it really shows you just how incredible and amazing this whole series was, and I love it to death. I'm going to have to diligently restack everything now that I've knocked it down, but still, I'll take a look and see if I've missed anything for you guys. But yeah, it's really too bad because again, like I said, I was really hoping to see the end of it, and I was making jokes like long time ago about how I was hoping that I wouldn't die before the series ended, but the creator passed away ahead of me, so it's I guess either way I lose, unfortunately, because I mean they might there might be some stuff that I'll be able to see in the future that was stuff that was in progress, but beyond that, we don't know how the story would end, and like I said before, I think it would be something along the lines of Gotsu getting prepped to fight uh, Griffith and getting the witches to help them out. It'd be like almost like a scene from Avengers Endgame or something like that, maybe, where they all band together with their magical weapons and stuff like that. Like the whole, where's that group? These guys, they become like the Avengers or something, and then they go in with their magic weapons and stuff like that to end the fight of all fights. And then there's like a bunch of witches that would be able to help out as well to end the fight of all fights against Griffith and possibly reclaim all of the demon eggs once and for all. So there's no more vast major evil left on Earth. There's also the fact that there was a whole plot line revolving around the different layers of reality on this fictional setting. How there was 3 of them, and the first one was Earth realm, Earth reality. The second one was like magic creature reality, and I forget what the third one was. But I would assume at some point they would probably fix that, or at least I think Griffith was actively trying to fix it. There was like I believe a part of the story where Griffith was fighting all the evil things that came out after reality broke itself. And so I guess maybe Griffith might have fixed that. It's hard to say. It's a very, very multi-layered story that you'll be. I'm sure you'll have no problem registering, because it's so absorbing, and it's so relatively easy to follow. You'll forget things from time to time, and then be reminded of it a little bit later when you read further into it. Yeah, I will miss it. I will miss being able to go into secure media and read or buy the latest book from the Berserk series and asking the storytellers when's the next book coming out. I will miss that. I will truly miss being able to look forward to another book. I mean, at the very least, like I said, there will be one more book to look forward to at least anyways, but I guess the rest of it will be open up to interpretation. People will probably write their own endings and stuff like that. I might even do a video where after I read like all the recent content, I could make up my own ending to the story too. That'd be cool. Kentaro Miura, rest in peace, my brother. We here in North America absolutely loved your manga. And who knows, maybe we'll check out your other manga series as well. I don't know you at all, but I like to think I actually love you a little bit. You guys in Japan, you're our brothers and sisters, and our lives would be much worse without you guys. You and your creativity and your ingenious stories and your fantastic artwork, man. It'd be really nice to see North America just take a look at Japan and see what Japan is doing, and maybe not follow it exactly what they're doing, like not do like the exact art that they're doing. But I think the American people really need to have that passion, the same passion that Kentaro had. Sorry, maybe not so much passion that that hurts their health. Because I was watching a video today about like how the manga artists, like various manga artists, um, how hard it is to be that high up a manga artist and how it affects their lives. I feel that yeah, they shouldn't take it quite that seriously. That they should obviously pace themselves with it, but I still at the same time feel that the Americans could see just the amount of passion that the Japanese put into their stories and their mangas and try at least to catch some of that flame for themselves, because it's really amazing to see what people can make when they're truly impassioned. But at the same time, feel free to get some help too. Feel free to get people to help you out, especially if you're working on a huge series like this. Rest in peace, my brother. And yeah, have a good night, everyone, and goodbye.